This is a photo of me taken nearly 4 years ago, just before graduating from university, and this is a photo of me taken 1 week ago. As you can see, there's no notable difference in signs of aging. As someone who doesn't know me personally, you probably wouldn't be able to tell which photo was taken first and by how many years apart the photos were taken unless you knew beforehand. Why is that? Why is it that I seemingly have not aged a day in nearly 4 years? Is there something special that I've figured out that no one else has? Is there a detailed anti-aging protocol that I found to work wonders in halting the process of aging and reversing my biological clock? I'm gonna be answering these questions in this video so you can pull insights that may be able to help you on your anti-aging or biohacking journey so that you can have more energy, live longer, look more attractive, and ultimately feel better every single day. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Cooper Page. I am a health optimization enthusiast and coach. On this channel, I talk about everything biohacking, anti-aging, fitness, nutrition, and supplementation. So to start off, my biological age after testing has been shown to be actually 3 years younger than my actual age. When I was 24 years old, I took a biological test that the result told me biologically, my cells, my body was functioning more like a 21-year-old. So that's a good thing, right? Yeah, it means that I have, slowed down my rate of aging or somehow reversed my biological age. So I want to talk about why that I think that is, and ultimately why my face isn't aging either, so that you can slow down your own aging process. You can test your biological age as well. There's a company called Viome that they do full body diagnostic testing, and they'll tell you this metric as well, the biological age. So you can check the link in the description if you want to purchase one. So halfway through my college years, I made a fundamental switch in my approach to nutrition. So by the time I was about 20 to 21 years old attending university, I was already consuming much healthier food than most average Americans and then all of my peers who were around me. So I was really into fitness, I was going to the gym, and I knew how important food choices were in that process. So, instead of just getting the campus, junk food all the time, I was going to the store, I was buying groceries so that I could have a lot more control over the ingredients that I was eating. I was eating very few fast foods, I was not really eating out that much, and I was eating mainly high quality sources of protein, like chicken breast, ground beef. And then for carbs, I stuck mainly to rice. I did some whole grain breads, ate some veggies. I did broccoli, green beans as well. So you can make some slight tweaks in your diet for massive results too by simply asking yourself this question. Was the food or ingredients you're about to consume around 2,000 years ago? If the answer to that question is no, well then I would stay away from it 80 to 90% of the time, or as much as you can. If the answer is yes, then it's probably a very solid food option to indulge in. Ultimately, I found that keeping it simple like this makes getting great nutrients, in your body and avoiding all those harmful oils, additives, preservatives, sugars, out of your diet a lot easier. So just start with baby steps. You'll eventually get there. It's easier than you think. It really just takes some practice. If you want more easy steps like this to improve your energy, your productivity, and attractiveness, well then comment the word energy and I'll send you my free guide that covers all this. The next thing that I've done is gone from drinking like a fish to sober as a judge. Now, let me explain. So back in college, I was in a fraternity and I was drinking pretty heavily, 3-4 days per week. And then post-graduation, not only did my consumption of alcohol drop significantly lower than it was in college, but it dropped lower than the average person who was out of college. Next thing you know, we fast forward a couple years later and I'm drinking less alcohol than pretty much all of my friends and all of my family. Slowly consuming less and less as I really realized how much it negatively affects my mental state, my productivity on a weekly basis. And where I'm at now is I just started a 1-year no alcohol challenge. So given that alcohol is quite bad for you to consume, both physically for the body and mentally for the brain, I do believe this is a pretty large factor in my relative health, compared to the average person. Especially when you consider that it's not just alcohol that is damaging your body and aging you faster when you drink, but it's the lack of quality sleep that you get, it's the late night unhealthy food that you're eating, it's the tobacco or any other drugs that you consume whilst under the influence of alcohol, and insert here any other unhealthy habit or tendency that increases when you drink. If you want to try and reduce your consumption of alcohol, but you're struggling, I would just first reduce your casual drinking habits. For instance, it helped me a lot to find my self-control with alcohol to not drink during the occasions when it was common to have maybe 1 to 3 drinks. For example, having a beer or glass of wine with dinner, never really felt that worth it to me anyways. It's not like I even got a buzz, which is, the whole point of drinking anyways. At least it was for me. So, I would just drink water instead, and say you're going over to, a friend's house, family, watch a sporting event, something like that. And, everyone there is probably gonna have a few drinks. Well, assuming that you actually like these people, then just ask yourself, is having a few drinks really gonna make that game, really gonna make that time more enjoyable? Or is it pretty reasonable to assume that you could have just as much fun with them if you're not buzzed? And then if you can limit drinking to only special occasions or events that you feel are, really worth the damage to you, then, your drinking frequency will probably go down a lot and, you'll be in much better shape than most people. I know it's really hard at first, but I'm telling you, if you stick with it and practice having fun sober, it gets better over time. Give it a shot sometime. Next, I'll take any chance I get to punish my body. That's right. So I'm talking about extreme hot, extreme cold. Over the last couple of years, I've gotten really into hot and cold exposure, whether hot is from a steam room, sauna, or just doing cardio in the Arizona summer heat. And cold, whether it's cold showers, ice baths, or even jumping in naturally freezing bodies of water like this pool I jumped into at the bottom of a canyon in southern Spain in the middle of winter. These practices do all sorts of wonders for our health, for inflammation, blood flow, cardiovascular health, recovery, and really help our bodies respond better to stressors. So if you can afford a gym or a club that's got any of these amenities available, that's great. In addition, more and more now I'm seeing portable saunas, ice baths that you can purchase, you can put them at your house. And if none of those even work for you, I would say just, get it however you can get it. Whether that's jumping in a cold lake or river, doing a cold shower at home, assuming you're in a part of the world that actually gets cold enough water. Keep in mind that your ability to tolerate extreme temperature conditions is like a muscle. It starts off very weak and it builds up through consistent exposure. So start off slow, increase over time, and you'll feel superhuman, trust me. If you are a guy with your own business or career and want my direct help implementing the latest biohacks so that you can feel strong, healthy, and look and feel your best physically, then book a call with me. I provided a link in the description down below. And lastly, I am a sleep freak in more than just one way. All right, I've got several things that I do that are aimed at improving my sleep and my natural sleep-wake cycle, which is called the circadian rhythm. So I don't even do all these things at night. Some of them actually start in the morning. So one of the best biohacks that I found for sleeping and energy is to wake up in the morning and go outside as soon as the sun is rising or just risen to get the natural light in my eyes. And yeah, I do this even when it's cloudy and you can't directly see the sun. The sun is so incredibly powerful that its light will come through the clouds. You just need to stay outside a little bit longer to get the same effect as when it's very sunny. This process of getting natural light and getting some movement, helps my body to wake up and become alert. It's sending a signal up to the brain that it is the start of the day, and it also helps my internal body clock to understand the time of the day, so that my body knows when to wind down at the right time during the evening so I can fall asleep even faster. I've also been wearing blue light blocking glasses, those deep red shades before bed for about the last 2.5 years, and I can say it's definitely a game changer. This blocks out the blue light that we get from screens, from artificial light, so we can properly produce melatonin, which is our brain's sleepy chemical. Another thing that helps a ton is going to bed and waking up at the same time every night, plus or minus 30 minutes. So try implementing some of these steps that I just laid out in your own life and just watch. Your sleep, your recovery, natural energy levels, cravings, and your mood are all going to start to improve. All things considered, I'm definitely an avid biohacker that has ramped up the biohacks over the past few years, but it really started by just taking some small baby steps of living a slightly healthier lifestyle than everyone else around me. I'm positive, that all these things have played a role in my ability to slow down my own aging process and, continue to maintain a very youthful look. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment with your thoughts and subscribe to the channel to learn more biohacks and ways that you can improve your focus, your productivity, your body, and your performance.